Around 70,000 children in the UK are living apart from their family because their parents are unable to look after them or because their parents think it's the best thing for them to do. It's called being in care. Many of these children live with foster families. I've lived in a couple of homes since the age of 8, but I've now clicked with my foster parents. Being put in the wrong homes made it really hard, but it's working out for me now. I used to think that a placement was just that, and that my real home was with my mum. But I've learned that a real home is what you make it, how you fit into it and how you feel about it. It's sometimes difficult for me in care, but my foster parents help me to make the best of what I've got. They're very supportive and my home makes me feel safe and secure. It took me ages to settle into my foster family because I thought I might have to move again. I've been here for 3 years now and I feel like part of the family. I like it when I come home and someone acknowledges me and appreciates that I'm there. It's good because my friends can come round and they can feel relaxed too. Before I came here, what I found the hardest was sleeping in bedrooms that weren't my own. And because I never brought many things with me, I didn't have a lot of things that I can call my own. It took me ages to settle in as I always kept to myself a lot and the families felt like strangers. I arrived with my foster parents and it felt like nobody really wanted me, like I had been dumped there. I always felt so alone. It took me ages when I got here to feel like I belonged and that they actually wanted me. My foster parents have been great. They've treated me like one of their own kids and I've even gone on holiday with them. I still miss my mum though. She was having mental problems which always made her angry and she always took it out on me. I still love her though and I will always be her daughter no matter what. Sometimes I used to get frustrated and angry, especially in my other foster homes. I guess I bottled up all my feelings, so it's great to be able to talk about things with my foster parents. They were always supportive and willing to listen to my point of view. We do have our ups and downs, but I know that they care about me. I also get help from my teachers and friends. My social worker comes to see me every 6 weeks or so to see how things are going. She comes to the house or sometimes at school. She taught me that I need to talk about my feelings more, otherwise I would keep bottling them up and get sad or depressed. It also helps me not to get stressed when it feels like I don't know what's going on. I find school difficult sometimes as I missed out on a lot of it when I was younger. Now that I've been in the school a few years, it's helped me to make friends and to keep up with my schoolwork. My school friends have been great, but I didn't want them to know that I was in care because I didn't want them to treat me differently. When I first told them, they were fine about it, and although we don't talk about it very much, they were always willing to listen and give me advice when I'm struggling in different issues. A few people have called me names and made fun of me, but I've learned not to let them get me down. My friends stuck up for me too, and when it's got bad, the teachers have sorted it out. I guess, looking back, I've experienced a lot of things that other people my age would never have experienced. Foster care isn't all bad, and it does get better. I think it's the case of finding the right foster family. Being in this family has definitely changed me for the better. I don't worry so much about the future anymore, and my foster parents keep telling me that the past doesn't have to affect my future. Being in care is okay, I guess. It's just like normal life for me. My foster parents teach me to take things step by step and to look to the future. I want to be a teacher, so I had to think about what I'm doing now and how it can get me to the next step. Care has changed me for the better and has shaped my future. Who knows where I would have ended up. Being in care has helped me achieve more than I would be able to if I stayed with my mum. Being looked after can be difficult, but it has enabled me to have a safe and secure home with a loving family, which I think every child should have.